What if I told you a single diamond has caused more bloodshed, betrayal, and suffering than most wars? A diamond so powerful that every ruler who owned it either lost their kingdom or their freedom. Kings were poisoned, empires collapsed, thrones were stolen, and at the center of all this chaos is one name. The Kohinoor. The Kohinoor is not just a diamond. It is one of the most famous and controversial gemstones in human history. Today, it sits inside the British crown jewels. But its journey began centuries ago in the mines of India. Its name means mountain of light, but many believe it brought anything but light. The birth of the diamond, ancient India. Deep in the ancient mines of Golconda, India, a massive diamond was discovered. No one knew its exact value at first, but soon rulers realized something shocking. This stone was not ordinary. It was massive, pure, and almost unreal in beauty. It quickly entered royal hands. And this is where the story turns dark, because the moment the Kohinoor entered the world of kings, its curse is said to have begun. The curse begins. Legend says, he who owns the Kohinoor must own the world or lose everything. One of the earliest known powerful owners was Sultan Alauddin Khilji. He expanded empires, but his dynasty collapsed after his death. The diamond changed hands again and again. Each time, something terrible followed. Assassinations, betrayals, wars, palace coups. It was no longer just a jewel. It was a weapon of ambition. The Mughal era and the Peacock throne. The Kohinoor eventually came into the hands of the Mughal emperors. It was placed in the legendary Peacock throne, one of the most luxurious thrones ever built. But power attracts enemies. In 1739, the Persian ruler Nader Shah invaded Delhi. After a brutal massacre of the city, he demanded treasure. When he saw the diamond, he is said to have shouted, "Kohinoor." This moment changed history forever. The diamond was ripped away from India and taken to Persia, and again blood followed it. Betrayal and bloodshed in Persia. Nader Shah was assassinated by his own guards. His empire collapsed into chaos. The diamond passed to his descendants, but none held power for long. Each ruler who touched it faced betrayal from allies, rebellion from generals, violent overthrow. The pattern was becoming impossible to ignore. The Sikh Empire and Maharaja Ranjit Singh. The diamond later came into the hands of Maharaja Ranjit Singh, the powerful ruler of the Sikh Empire. Unlike others, he treated the Kohinoor with respect. He even donated wealth to temples and tried to stabilize his empire. But after his death, everything collapsed. His empire fell into chaos. His heirs were killed or blinded, and the British East India Company saw its opportunity. The British takeover. During the annexation of Punjab in 1849, the British forced a young boy, Dalip Singh, to surrender the Kohinoor. He was just a child. Under pressure, he handed it over. The diamond was taken to Britain as a symbol of victory. But even there, the story didn't calm. The crown jewel of Britain. The Kohinoor was cut and polished again in London. It was placed into the British crown jewels, worn by queens like Queen Victoria, Queen Elizabeth, the Queen Mother. But one strange pattern continued. Only queens wore it, never kings. Some say it was because of its curse. Others say it was tradition. But the mystery remains. The curse, truth or myth? So, is the Kohinoor really cursed? Scientists say it is just psychological belief. History is full of wars anyway. But believers argue every major owner lost power. Every empire connected to it collapsed. Violence always followed it. So the question remains, is it just a diamond or a silent witness to human greed? Modern controversy. Today, the Kohinoor remains in the United Kingdom. But India, Pakistan, and other countries have repeatedly asked for its return. It is no longer just a diamond. It is a symbol of colonial history, a political debate, a cultural identity, and the argument continues even today. The hidden journey after Britain. After arriving in Britain, the Kohinoor did not immediately become the shining crown jewel we see today. For years, it remained locked away in royal vaults, almost forgotten by the public. But inside royal circles, it was treated very differently. It was not just a jewel, it was a political symbol, a trophy of empire, and a reminder of Britain's dominance over India. Even at that time, questions were already being whispered. Was it morally right to keep it? Was it truly gifted or forced? And who does it really belong to? But these questions were never answered. Instead, the diamond remained in silence. The first public display. In 1851, the Kohinoor was finally displayed to the world at the Great Exhibition in London. Thousands of people came just to see it, but the reaction was not what Britain expected. People were disappointed. The diamond looked dull, smaller, and less impressive than rumors suggested. Experts realized something important. The diamond had been badly cut and reduced in size. So Britain made a decision. It would be recut again, a move that would permanently change its original form. The Great Recutting. The Kohinoor was handed to skilled diamond cutters in London. The goal was simple: make it shine brighter, increase its brilliance, improve its appeal for the crown. But the process came at a cost. The diamond was cut down significantly, losing a large portion of its original size. From a massive ancient stone, it became a smaller but more brilliant gem. Many historians argue this moment changed the identity of the Kohinoor forever. It was no longer the same diamond that once sat in Indian thrones. It had been reshaped by foreign hands. India's silent pain. While the Kohinoor was being polished in Britain, India was under colonial rule. Millions were struggling under economic hardship and political control. For many Indians, the diamond became something painful to hear about. Not a treasure, but a reminder. A reminder that one of the world's greatest symbols of wealth was no longer in its homeland. Over time, the Kohinoor became more than history. It became emotion, the psychological power of the Kohinoor. Interestingly, the idea of the Kohinoor's curse grew stronger in modern times than in ancient history. Why? Because humans naturally connect power with loss, wealth with danger, history with meaning. Every time a new political event happened, people would look back at the diamond's history and connect patterns. Even though there is no scientific proof, the story itself created belief, and belief is powerful enough to shape legends. The global debate intensifies. As the world entered the 20th and 21st century, the Kohinoor was no longer just a British royal item. It became a global diplomatic issue. Countries like India, Pakistan, and others repeatedly requested its return. But Britain consistently refused, saying it was legally acquired. It is part of the crown jewels. Returning it would open historical disputes. This disagreement turned the diamond into something bigger than itself. It was no longer just about ownership. It was about history, identity, and justice. The Kohinoor in modern royal events. Even today, the Kohinoor is carefully preserved in the Tower of London. It is occasionally seen during royal ceremonies, but always under heavy security. Interestingly, royal tradition still continues. It is only worn by queens, never by kings. No official reason has been confirmed in modern times, but historians suggest tradition and symbolism play a role. Still, the mystery surrounding it continues to fuel curiosity across the world. The unfinished story. Despite centuries passing, the Kohinoor's journey is still not fully settled. It has no final resting place in history, no universally accepted owner, and no agreement on its future. It remains one of the most disputed artifacts in the world. And perhaps that is what makes its story so powerful, because it is still not over. Kohinoor, after centuries of wars, empires, and bloodshed, the Kohinoor still remains locked away in the Tower of London. Some call it a royal treasure. Others call it a stolen symbol of history. But one truth stands above everything. The diamond never created greed. It only revealed it. And even today, its story is not fully over. It is still being argued, still being remembered, and still being questioned across the world.